Hey, good afternoon. How are you all doing? Afternoon, Paul. Afternoon, Fletch, Peter, Robert, Ryan, Adam. How we doing? All good? It's Wednesday. It's interest rate day. So just trying to remember what it was. I knew it was something special. Afternoon, it's time. So we've got the Canadian rate coming out shortly at 2:45. We just had non-farm employment change, 37k on a forecast of 117. So as you can see from the euro US dollar market, really not batting an eyelid at that. So not really interested much in that movement at all. We've literally had a quarter of an ADR pop on it. So yeah, as I expected this morning, I kind of said this morning in the members stream, I'm not really expecting a lot of movement off of this at the minute because of the tariff situation. So this afternoon, we've got obviously this coming out at quarter two, which is in just over 10 minutes. There is potential for that to be a deviation, highly unlikely, because the Canadians very rarely deviate from the plan. As you can see, they give us exactly what the forecast is pretty much every time. We've had one instance in the last 3 years where they've decided not to do that. So I'm not expecting a deviation, but obviously it's always available. It's always on the cards. With the tariffs now causing all this uproar, I'd be very surprised if they decided to do something different, but you never know. 3 o'clock, we've got the PMIs coming out as well. So there's potential for movement on the US dollar and stock indices at 245. When the CAD has some money pumped into it, that will affect the dollar, which will affect the indices. And then obviously at 3 o'clock, when the PMIs come out, we're going to get more volatility. So just be ready for some big spikes, potentially whipsaws. Speaking of whipsaws, okay, so there's your 5-minute ranges in. Dow, nice and big. S&P, not quite there size-wise. NASDAQ, also not quite there size-wise. So Dow Jones is the only thing I'm taking on the 5-minute if we get one. Not sure that we're going to be honest. So yeah, speaking of whipsaws, afternoon, Ro, Mumo. Yeah, this morning, absolute nightmare. What a chop fest. So basically, this morning's trades, the initial 10-minute range was what was taken because the 5-minute ORB was too small on the DAX. We did take the 5-minute ORB long on the DAX. So we broke long and then immediately stopped out. Let me zoom in so you can see the pain. We get days like this, nothing you can do. Broke long, immediately stopped out. Just triggered the short look on that low, literally by a pip, triggered the short and immediately came up and stopped out. Then the 30-minute ORB broke and got literally about 1R, if that, and then absolutely collapsed down and then triggered the 30-minute ORB short straight back up into a stop out. 4 in a row. Absolute nightmare this morning. FTSE, not any better. Thankfully, the FTSE was less volatile. So the FTSE basically on the 5-minute ORB broke short, straight into propulsion, came back up, stopped out, then obviously dropped, came back up again. And we sat around inside the 5-minute range for the whole day. Before the news hit, we decided to break long when the unemployment numbers came out and then collapsed straight back down inside the range again. Can't do anything with this type of market. This is a breakout strategy. This is not a breakout. So you just have to take these days on the chin. The loss recovery system is designed to recoup these days. But obviously just have to live through them, unfortunately. So yeah, a bit of a crap session so far today. But we'll see where we go. So waiting for these ranges to form with decent size. And then obviously at 245, there is potential for a big influx of volume. So obviously, hopefully that will happen. But, you know, it's one day, you know, we get days like this. I've had, I think the biggest losing day, I'd have to go back and look, but I think the biggest losing day I had was about 4.5. And then obviously it got the whole lot back the next day, which is what it's designed to do. So yeah, it's just a pain in the arse when it happens. But anyway, we'll see where we go. So hope for some clean movement this afternoon. So we'll wait for those to play out. We've got 6 minutes until the news comes out. So obviously, as soon as that comes out, we'll have a look at what's happened to the Canadian dollar. So this morning, I said in the live room this morning, I've not banked anything for 3 days now because this market is just super sideways. I can't get any movement. So obviously, when you're position trading, you're reliant on pushes and pulls. It's not even pushing or pulling. It's just flatlined. It's flatlined there, then it popped up, and then it flatlined there. So you get literally a movement of almost an ADR, sit around. Can't do anything with it. So nothing's banked because I can't get into anything. So we looked at it this morning. You can see from the ADRs, we've only had a little bit of movement on the Australian dollar. So the Aussie dollar yen hit ADR, straight into ADR, straight off ADR, 5-minute reversal alert. I mean, it's a big old move off of ADR, but that's when the news hit. So so we hit ADR, reversed off of ADR there. The pound CAD as well hit ADR. Pound odd, sorry, what am I talking about? CAD. It's Australian dollar, wasn't it? So yeah, pound odd hit ADR and it's bounced as well. So that's only happened in the last hour. So there's your reversal alert. And this is retesting propulsion now. So there's a good chance for a push up on that. But obviously the news is going to move everything potentially. Maybe, maybe not. We'd have to see what happens. But there's nothing on ADRs. Again, it was really quiet yesterday as well. New Zealand dollar CAD is your only weekly. We looked at this one. Obviously, there's your weekly reversal straight down. So that's the monthly high. We pushed straight up into the monthly high and rejected. You know, this is what we're dealing with at the minute. Can't do anything with it. Shocking. So if we look at the Canadian dollar, actually, let's whiz through my instruments at the moment. So Aussie New Zealand I've got on long at the moment. So the long was taken there initially, second entry, average into propulsion. So I'm not looking for too much more movement out of this. I'm looking for an ADR on it, which is 54. If we can get sort of up to about 125 ADR, so this high here really, these previous weekly lows, that propulsion gap. If we can test that propulsion gap, I'm out. But that's sitting in profit at the moment. Euro CAD, I'm short on this. Again, I talked about this one this morning in the live room. I've literally been going into profit, out of profit, into profit, out of profit, into profit, out of profit. Just sideways. Can't do anything with it. When I see decent money, I'm banking it, but it's just not appearing at the moment because we're going sideways. So nothing I can do with that. Euro pound, that one almost got up to break even again. So we hit propulsion and broke down out of propulsion. That was my average. Again, I'm just looking for a test above those highs to get out. So I'm looking for this propulsion gap to hold, and it looks like it is at the moment. We've got a higher low going in. The reversal alert's triggered. So hopefully this propulsion gap holds and we push up and try and break out of that high. So waiting for that one to move. But again, it's sideways, just sideways, all of it for weeks. No direction at all. 3 minutes to go. Pound US dollar, also in that one. Short, as I say, this one I'm stuck in sideways. Just can't get anywhere on this. So far this week, we've gone there. Tell a lie. We opened up down here. But it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we've opened up. If they come and touch the highs of last month, hopefully we'll get a bounce out of that. But the only other pairs I've got I'm looking at is Aussie US. Good afternoon, David. Nice haircut. Thank you. Shall I put my glasses on as well? There we go. An intelligent skinhead. How's that? Thank you very much for the $10. I shall enjoy that. Yeah, if you have anything you want to look at special, David, let me know. Afternoon, Michael. And Themba. How are we doing? So, yeah, there we go. I've gone into geek mode. Tight haircut. And I shall be off to the gym as well this afternoon. Won't take my glasses, though, because they always fall off. So, yeah, Aussie dollar, US dollar. is the other thing I'm looking to get into. I'm looking for a push up into 125 ADR to short that or up there, but I just want an alert on that one higher. I just want to get out, up, get some movement in to get down again. Swiss yen is the only other pair I'm looking at. Very much the same. I'm looking for a push up into ADR. Just can't get anywhere. It's literally just sitting there so far this week. Can't do a thing with it. And Euro Swiss. I've put an alert on this morning. There's my alert. If we get up there or here in this propulsion, I will short it. Other than that, I'm just not interested. So can't do anything with it. Literally, I can't find anything to get into, and everything I'm in is just flip-flopping about. So nothing we can do with it. Let's have a look at the Euro CAD while the news hits, and we'll see if we get a reaction on that. We have 2 minutes to go. 1 minute to go. So overnight rate coming in. This morning's there's a move forward in Russia. Interesting. So both overnight and this morning, not really an awful lot of news. We had obviously non-farm employment change, but that's gone straight back again. There was no hold on that move. Other than that, nothing much else has come out this morning. We had the PMIs for the pound. It had ever such a slight pop for an hour, didn't do anything. It's just, this is the story at the moment, isn't it? You can tell, look at the currency strength index. Yeah, there's nothing strength about anything. It's just flat. Terrible market. I thought last month was bad. And the bad thing is, when we get to the end of this month, we go into summer trading, and summer trading is even lower volume. So if this is the norm, what's summer going to be like? Might as well just shut up shop. I don't know. Sorry, don't want to be doom and gloom, but hideous. Right, S&P, still no trade triggered on the S&P. Didn't quite get the range. NASDAQ, I am triggered long and it's already dropping. God, this is going to be one of those days today. I can feel it in the air. You just know that it's going to be one of those days that's just going to push every button. So we'll see. We're close to triggering short on the Dow and we're long on the NASDAQ. So instant hedge. S&P, I'm not going to get any trades on the S&P on the 15-minute range because it's too small. So let me just drag the NASDAQ over there. And we can watch the NASDAQ and the Dow go together, hopefully. Ideally, both of them pop. That would be the ideal move. Okay, news is in. Don't all rush at once. There is no news. Wow. Okay, so that's an as expected result, obviously. Otherwise, we'd have some kind of movement. Rate decision 2.75 on a forecast 2.75. The composite PMIs from S&P are up for the dollar. So we just had some bullish dollar news in, although it's the composite S&Ps, which they don't pay attention to. It's the ISMs which we're interested in. So no news on the CAD. The press conference is at 3:30. So this is where we will get forward guidance from the Canadian Central Bank as to what they're planning interest rate wise moving forward. So around about 4 o'clock, when that press conference is coming to an end, if the market has seen anything in that press conference that they like the look of or don't like the look of, that will tend to take a move. So we'll wait and see what happens there. But there's nothing on the CAD, obviously, off the back of that news. Market just not moving. Look at it. It literally is not moving on an interest rate decision. The most impactful news you can get. That's it. I mean, even when it's as expected, you get a whipsaw of some description. They dump some money in the market, don't they? That's unbelievable. Wow. This is really, really not moving this market, is it? You've got a gap down on the pound, look. Why is summer trading less volatile? You've got less people working, basically. Afternoon, Virginia. So the summer months, it tends to be more now. It tends to be kind of end of July, August, and in September it starts to pick back up again. Typically, it does change. It varies, but you just get lower volume. There's less trading gets done in the summer. There's less people trading. There's less bank activity, holidays stuff. It drops. It always has done. I guess it always will. There's a lot more algorithmic trading now, but what you tend to get during summer trading is very little movement. Very much like what we're seeing at the moment, actually. This is very much like summer trading. You get very little movement, and then you get big movement for a little period of time, and then no movement again. So this is basically slippage. So when you've got less volume in the market, when the market wants to place large orders, it needs to slip further to find the fills. So you get bigger candlesticks and also more gaps. But it's just low volume. It's very difficult, range bound. I mean, what we're seeing at the moment is very indicative of summer trading. This range bound activity, this is what it's like. So you tend to revert to range bound trades more during the summer, but you can never really tell when it's going to start, and you can never really tell when it's going to end. So we tend to get some kind of squeeze in September usually. On something as something takes off. So, but I don't think you. Honestly, I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference this year. It's just like that at the moment. Inside bars everywhere. Look. So Dow Jones, 10-minute, 15-minute inside bar. Nasdaq. I mean, excluding that tiny bit of wick there, again, we're inside bar on the 10-minute range. So there's just no volume. Somebody needs to press a button. Uh, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I would need the S&P to break out and put in another 13 points on top. So I'm going to need a move sort of up to here to be able to get onto a 30-minute ORB on the S&P. If it doesn't give us any more range, there's going to be no trade on the S&P today. This is pitiful. It really is. Anybody want to look at anything else? There's nothing. Literally, the streams at the moment are like this. There's nothing to look at. There's nothing moving. I can't analyze anything because my analysis today is the same as it was yesterday and Monday, which is the same as it was all of last week, which was the same as it was the week before, which is wait for it to get to a high or a low and then take a trade if you can get there. We haven't got anywhere near any highs or lows to take any trades on stuff. It's just pitiful. Honestly, I don't know how you make money in these sorts of markets. They're just awful. This is the one thing you need as traders. You need the market to move. If the market doesn't move, you can't make money. It's simple as that. Yeah. When I buy something, it's got to go up. Otherwise, I can't make money. If it goes down, I can add and make money when it goes up. But if it doesn't move, I can't do anything. Stuck. Euro US dollar. So obviously we're in a short-term uptrend for the last 2 weeks. Obviously, market structure's lovely and bullish. Potentially, we're heading up into the monthly highs, but that's your last month's high. This is the 2-month high. The dollar obviously is incredibly weak at the moment. So there's no reason really why we should see strength coming into the dollar unless Trump changes something. He has just said stuff about steel, obviously, which we kind of knew was happening. That's had no impact on the dollar, certainly not strengthened it, has it? You can see today. Steel announcements came out yesterday. We're not going down in any way, shape, or form. So euro coming up against the dollar. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be looking for longs on it, really. But, you know, there was a short there. There was a long there. So if you can get an RSI extension on it, take it, because they're going to work. But you're not going to get an awful lot out of it at the moment. This is the trouble. So, you know, that move there is an ADR just about. You had another couple of ADR there. This one here, you had 3/4 of an ADR out of it. So it's heading up here or here. So if you get out of these highs, get an ADR extension to the upside, I'd be looking for shorts. I mean, you can't really do anything with it. Stuck. Oh my God, look at the state of this today. NASDAQ's going to stop out as well. Lost day today. Think we should have a go at scalping M1? Go on then. You carry on. Be my guest. In these types of markets, right, if you can't make money on the 5-minute time frame, going down to the 1-minute time frame is suicide, because what you're going to do is multiply the signals which are not working. That's all you're going to do by dropping a time frame. It's very common. Right, if I can't get any movement, I'll go down a time frame. All you'll end up doing is going chop, 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 chop. And every time you try and sell that high, it will come down a little bit, go out, stop you out, and then it will come down further. It will just go. It's Wick City, honestly. Absolute Wick City. Speaking of the man himself, what are you going to get? That is exactly what we're doing at the minute. Just can't get anywhere. Look, John's got real big problems with his finger as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What happens when you're a hitman? Does the portfolio EA show every single position? The portfolio dash, yeah. So it shows every trade you've got on. So this is your summary of your total position on Aussie New Zealand, which is 2 trades, pound US. That's the total of those 5 trades. And then you've got each individual trade, and you can see the statistics for, you can see the profit, the percentage, the lots, and whether or not it's going to help you with drawdown control. So, and obviously you've got close buttons as well. So you can close out half, quarter, or all the trade. But you can configure it to do what you want. So you can have all these hidden if you want to, and just have that. You can hide every single column. You can hide every section. You can move every section. It's completely configurable to do. Ooh, I mean, that's big. To do whatever you want. So all the inputs there, you can do what you like with it, basically. You can change the colors of the heat maps, the percentages for the heat maps. But it only helps you identify where the money is. And unfortunately, at the moment, it keeps going green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. I have managed to survive the NASDAQ, but the Dow is about to break short, which means I am hedged, which means I cannot win today. It's one of those days. I'm going to stop out on the NASDAQ, or I'm going to stop out on the Dow, one or the other, or I'm going to stop out on both. It's more likely just to do that and kill me on both. Wednesday. Love it. My stance is now to keep low risk and wait for better times. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, just, I mean, at the minute you can't get any risk on anyway. I mean, in these times, what you are tempted to do is to go high risk because you're not going to get many opportunities. And when you get those opportunities, you need to capitalize on them. The problem is, like with this pound US dollar trade, when you get into a trade, or if you're position trading, when you get into a position, there's a probability there that you will still be in that position in 6 weeks' time because the market isn't able to pull back. The only pullback we've had on this 3-week leg is a flag, of which I banked one and added again. But since I banked that trade, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in, and all we've done since I took profit on that position there, literally all we've done is move 100 pips, which is an ADR. In 5 days, we've moved one average daily range in 5 whole days. Just can't do it. There's absolutely no point in trading unless you're going to get an ADR's worth of movement. So the temptation is, right, screw it. Let's get in with some big size and take smaller moves. The problem is you get in with big size and that small move doesn't happen. It takes it away from you. And what you do is you just sit in large drawdown for a long time. When the market does pick up and Trump does say something and this thing does move in a direction, I don't care which, just move somewhere so I can either get more size on or get out. When that does happen, if it goes against you, you're going to regret getting big size on, which is why everybody, if you go down to M1, you're just still going to get chopped to death because it's just moving up and down, moving up and down. But the wicks are so big on low time frames. On indices, they are. FX is a little bit different. But I mean, yeah, it's difficult to know what to do. But I've learned over the years, Aussie New Zealand's coming back down. There you go. So it's just my profit, that $100, which was like 0.2 something %, is now just vanishing again. Oh, some volatility just kicked in. We just had some news. Macklem has just spoken. Why is he speaking? I'm sure I just saw Macklem fly past. Oh, here we go. What's going on here? This is not going to be until 3:30. PMIs have just come out. That was the PMIs landing. Macklem is speaking. This isn't forecast until 3:30. Oh, okay. This is all ahead of schedule, so we need to pay attention to this. Let me have a look at the indices as well in a sec. What am I trying to find? EuroCAD, where's he gone? Okay, so a bit of a negative move just gone in on the CAD. Indices stopped out on the NAS long, broken short. So short NASDAQ, short Dow Jones, S&P, gap down, no trade. So no trade on the S&P today. So literally just trading the NASDAQ and the Dow. Huge downside rejection on the Dow at the minute. If this one stops out on the NASDAQ and that Dow stops out, I'm done for the day. It looks like it's going to do it. It's just a whipsaw. There's no point in trading today. Oh, well, no point in trading further. Accept the loss, walk away, be done with it. You can't do anything on days like this. It's absolute bloodbath. So Canadian dollar weakening on that news. So Canadian economy is expected to considerably weaker in Q2 than Q1. Strength in exports and inventories reversing, obviously because of the tariffs. Governing Council felt there could be a need for future rate cut if the economy weakens. So that's negative CAD in the face of tariffs and cost pressures. There was some unusual volatility in inflation. Core measures suggest underlying inflation could be stronger than we thought. It's still too soon to see direct effects of retaliatory tariffs on consumer price data. Businesses are generally telling us they plan to scale back hiring. That's going to affect the jobs market, which again will encourage them to reduce interest rates. So all of this is saying reduction in interest rates. Reduction in interest rates means negative currency move. So this is all weak for the CAD. Putin's speaking as well. Oh, it's all happening this afternoon, isn't it? That doesn't look like Putin. It looks like two ladies in bed who are fully clothed and have probably just been placed there pretending to be ill, been given exactly the same flowers in a room with a doctor that's been dressed up, with a load of guards standing here pointing AK-47s at them all, saying, do as we say what we say, or we'll shoot you. Sorry if you're Russian, but that's probably what's happening. So Putin's having a meeting. So they're probably saying that these two have been shot by Ukrainian soldiers, and now they're going to attack. Can't be bothered to watch that. PMIs are in. Obviously, those came out as a 49.9, massively negative US dollar. So it's negative dollar, negative Canadian. So everything should be popping against the dollar and popping against the CAD, which it is. Not particularly strongly, though, is it? So pound US dollar, you're just coming up into 2-day high. So that's your high from Monday. That's yesterday's high, triple top at this area here. So this is where we broke down, retested, dropped, came back up, retested 3 times and dropped. So potentially this will go now because it's knocked on the door 4 times. This is the 5th time. It's probably run out of liquidity there. So we'll probably get through up into ADR today. So look for a monthly bounce if we can get up there. But if we can't get through that, we're just going to literally come straight back down in here. This is all negative news, though. So it's all bad news for the US and bad news for the CAD so far. I'm not sure if that was the press conference. That may have been just some comments. It does say Macklem is saying this, though. So I don't know if this is what this is. This doesn't seem like the press conference to me because it's too early. Right, so short NASDAQ, short Dow still. So NASDAQ, nice drop. So if we're going to break short today on the NASDAQ, I've got some recouping to do. So NASDAQ, I'm going to target the Monday high. We blew straight through it yesterday. So this is obviously a breakout. So anybody that's bought the Monday breakout will be trying to add back in today if we get down there. So if this continues down and we break the Globex low, which is here, we'll be looking at pushing into this little move we had yesterday. So once the Globex low is gone, we should be able to get down into those highs and come down and test that propulsion gap. So good looking short on the NASDAQ. Dow Jones, probably pretty much the same, yeah. Going to move target down slightly. So looking for a test of that propulsion move. It's got to get down here first, though. So unless we break the Globex low today, making higher highs, isn't it, at the minute? So we do seem to be wanting to go bullish, but that is negative news today. So we might get a move. And I need to capitalize on it if we do. Yeah, we're getting a breakdown. So watch this Globex low just about to go. Globex is basically, I just realized, somebody asked me, I don't know why nobody talks in the Discord channel, but somebody messaged me yesterday and said, you keep mentioning Globex. What is it? Why didn't you type it in there, whoever you are, rather than messaging direct, because everybody learns from it then. Globex, basically, for those of you that don't know, is the global exchange at the Chicago Mercantile. So the futures exchange has a session which is called Globex, which basically is round-the-clock trading. So the Globex session is everything that happens before the opening bell at 9:30 New York. This is what's classed as the Globex session. So you're trading on the Globex system, basically, which is electronic. It's an electronic exchange. Mainly it's algorithmic. Mainly it's bots, because obviously everyone in America is asleep. So us in Europe and Asia, we get to trade this session, but we're not trading against the American traders, we're trading against the bots. So this is why the Globex session is usually very sideways, because it is just algorithmic trading. They're just doing small overnight trades on stocks within indices. And obviously, that's what that is. So when you talk about the Globex low and the Globex high, this is kind of like the Asian session, if you like. So this is why people pay attention to these lines, because this was the lowest point we could trade at algorithmically today, and that is the highest we could trade at algorithmically. So these are kind of the constraints that the automated trading has put in overnight. When you break Globex high, it's either a breakout and go, or it's a failure, or you stay within. So on a rotational day, you will usually break out of Globex because there's more volume, but you will quite often close with inside. Yeah. So if you're going to have a trend day, when you break the Globex high and low, you tend to then go for the next point of support, wherever that may be. So that's what Globex is for the people that, or for the person that asked and the people that don't know. Basically, Asia for us in the UK. Is there a possibility to see faster the direction of the positions? Faster the direction of the positions. It looks like I have to look at the lots if they are short or long for knowing which direction. Yeah. How's that not fast? So you look at this and go, I'm 67 long, I've got no shorts on. I'm 27 short, I've got no longs on. My exposure on the CAD is long. I don't know what I mean. So you've got a long on there, you've got a short on there. I'm not sure I can make it any clearer. I mean, the arrow is the direction, basically, for each trade. Your entire position, obviously, here. I mean, this is designed for position trading, the dashboard. So it's designed for position traders. Position traders won't be hedged usually. You will be either long or short. You'll have a position long or a position short. The position is made up of multiple trades. All those trades will be in the same direction. If they're not, you're hedged, which is up to you, but this is built for that. It's designed for position trading. So, you can see at a glance, 67 lots long, with 27 short. Your totals, but they don't really mean anything. But if you want to see your exposure, so for example, if we're coming up for Canadian news and I am long CAD, yeah, with the euro, I'm still long. So I've got 0.63 long, I've got 0.27 short. So my net long position on the euro is 0.36. So when the euro news comes out, I want it to be bullish. And obviously, the color of this tells you how exposed you are from a size perspective. But I mean, I could put an arrow there, but I mean, you need one, do you? How can I figure out how much trades are open in Aussie New Zealand? 2. One, 2. It doesn't count the number of trades. I mean, you shouldn't be looking at what's the number of trades. My question would be, what's the number of trades got to do with it? Yeah. Are you comfortable or not? Yeah. If you've got 10 trades on or 2 trades on, this is your focus. What's my exposure? What's my drawdown? Yeah. Whether I've got 6 trades on, 4 trades on, 3 trades on, I don't care. I'm in 1.86% of drawdown. That's what I'm focused on. This is why this lights up. It's got nothing to do with the number of trades that you've got on. The number of trades you've got on is how many times you've pressed the button. If you press the button 10 times with 0.1 lots, you're a standard lot long. Yeah. If you press it once with one lot, you're a standard lot long. Doesn't matter how many times you press the button. You should be focusing on your drawdown, your exposure. Yeah, that's what's important. How exposed are you on a single currency? How much drawdown have you got on a single position? Do I need to deal with this? If I do need to deal with it, what do I close out? These ones. So these are the 3 trades that are going to improve your portfolio overall. So if you need to do some drawdown control on the pound US dollar, focus on these 3. Don't close those because they are, in this case, because we are short, those are above the line. So if we shut those out, it's just going to move our average further away. So these 3, if you shut these out, they're going to move the average closer to price, which means you've got a faster exit. But how many you've got doesn't matter. And this is why I keep the dashboard like this. Yeah, I only really need to know what's going on here. This is my focus. Yeah, if something is red, I need to start paying attention to it. Otherwise, and that's not even red, that's just level 2. That's not even the dark red. Yeah. When it gets into fire brick territory, the dark red, that's when I start thinking, I need to start thinking about this. That's 3% in drawdown. Yeah, so it doesn't matter about numbers. Wick City. Hello and good afternoon, Church. How are you? Better than me, I hope. One of those days I wish I hadn't started trading today. Every now and again you get a day where you think, if I had woken up this morning with a headache, I'd be $3,000 better off. But I didn't. I woke up feeling fine. SIH as well, having a nightmare day. Hedged every single instrument. It's going to be a big loss day today. Going to wipe 2% off of that 23% profit. You get these days, don't you? Right, so there's little happening at the moment. So we've had a rejection up at the previous day's high on that dollar. Canadian not doing anything. Yeah, this is negative CAD. We're not rallying against the CAD. So I'm not expecting huge things today. So we just had a negative CAD against a negative US. That's just tapped into the Monday low. Potentially a rejection out of that. But yeah, no ADRs. So nothing happening, unfortunately, off of that news today. So just bear in mind, Mexico's going to announce measures next week following the US steel and aluminium tariff increases. Excellent. Yeah, just bear in mind this afternoon we've got the press conference at 3:30, assuming that is still going ahead in 15 minutes. So there is potential for, Macklem to come out and say something for the CAD, either positive or negative. We may well get some movement on that Canadian dollar, which will move the US, which will also move the indices. So there is potential for that at 3:30. But if nothing happens on that, I think you can just sit there today and expect another non-ADR day. This is just painful watching this. Just these huge wicks. Just loads of nothing. So we just got a higher low on the Dow. We got a lower low on the NASDAQ. So again, divergence. Can't do anything with this. This is telling you that the market is directionless. If the Dow Jones is trying to push up and the NASDAQ's trying to push down, there's just no direction in the markets today. Individual stocks just driving price up and down. Propulsion gap potentially holding. Good wick rejection there again. Look, obviously got 2 minutes left on these candles, but That's your body for the last 15 minutes, and those are your extremes of your wicks. So on a higher time frame, that's your candle. Indecision. Afternoon, Ismet. How are we doing? Total indecision. So we've got some strength coming into the Canadian suddenly. Yeah, quite a lot of Canadian strength coming through. Look. Big moves down on Euro CAD and Pound CAD. Aussie CAD will be doing the same. 3-bar reversal out of propulsion on Aussie CAD. That's a retest. So you're going to get your reversal retest there. There's your reversal. That will be your retest in 40 minutes. This candle's got a long way to go, but sellers stepping back in at propulsion there. So potential move down into here. Watch yesterday's low again. We brought that up this morning. So decent movement on the Canadian. Buying the CAD. See, we're getting closer now to neutral. We were up here. Gradually moving back down into neutral territory, which is bearish indices. Not that the indices know what to do today. Right, I'm going to leave it there because I've got nothing to discuss today. There's nothing moving. It's very difficult to think of something to talk about when literally your dashboards are white because there's nothing moving. So, as traders, we're looking for opportunities when the market moves. The market's not moving. There's no opportunities. So there's nothing I can really analyze apart from saying sell the highs, buy the lows if you find you can get to them. That's literally all you can do at the minute. If you're bang in the middle of ranges, wait for it to get to ranges. Propulsion gap plays as well are good at the moment because, as you can see, the market is. We covered propulsion gaps in detail this morning in the members stream. We are literally just using propulsion constantly at the moment. You see all these grey sections are filled propulsion gaps. You got propulsion here, you got propulsion there. Buy propulsion, sell propulsion. They're just as good. But yeah, nothing much else happening at the minute. Support resistance. It's a quarter too good. It's a quarter too good. I don't know what that means, Ismet. It's a quarter to good. No, it's not. It's 20 past. I've no idea what you mean, quarter to good. Anyway, if we get a bear move out of that propulsion, we might have a chance. I'm not holding my breath. And you, it's a quarter to good. And you, I'm fine, thanks. This is a very disjointed conversation. It's very hard to have conversations with chat because it's always delayed. I'll ask a question and then 10 minutes later I get an answer. And you're probably exactly the same. You'll ask a question and then 10 minutes later I get to it. I'm in a different time zone, basically. I live in a different... I'm in the future. No, I'm in the past, actually. I'm in the past, aren't I? Everything's always delayed. So when I say I'm going, I don't actually go. I've already gone, actually, by the time you see me go. Time travel. Every time you watch a film with time travel, can't get it. Right. I will be leaving you now because there's nothing to talk about. So I'm going to keep these shorts on. Hopefully we get a break to the downside. If I can get back half of that today, I'll be happy. And then we've got an opportunity to break tomorrow. But so NASDAQ downside, I'm looking for Monday high. And Dow Jones downside, very much the same. I'm looking for the Monday high, which is also Friday high, which is also that propulsion move at the open yesterday we hit and then rejected, and then we slammed through it. So that is your break and retest. So that's the plan. Oh, I've just put a stop loss there, which I didn't mean to do. Get back there before you stop me out. That was close. So yeah, we'll see where we go, but not a lot else I can do it today. Adam, blew my account last year and took a break. I've been watching your videos routinely online and have made back the money I lost on the account so far. Good job. Wanted to say a big thanks. Excellent. You can tip me $50. I'm joking. Yeah, it's good. Brilliant. How did you get it back? ORB or position trading? Hopefully ORB or position trading. Doesn't matter. I think you'll have a job getting it back position trading this year so far because it's been absolutely dire. Well, it's not been dire. It's just not moving, is it? So, like I say, we need the market to move to make money. And when it sits around like this, I'm in danger of not making a penny this week. ORB, good job. Yeah. ORB is the place to be in this type of market. Yeah, because this short-term movement is where you make money when the market doesn't move. Because if you've got a market that is like stagnant, you've got to maximize the risk basically on short-term movement. So but you can't do it with position trading. But with scalping, any stop loss based strategy, getting in, getting out, getting those short moves, is where it is. So momentum breakouts is the place to be. I made a hell of a lot of money doing mean reversion when Trump was talking, but it's the same, isn't it? It's just quick in, out. This looks like going to stop me out today. We didn't manage to get above that high. So it's almost an outside bar, but it is breaking now back into the range. And now the Nasdaq's trying to short while that's trying to long. No point in analysing it as there today. So hopefully you haven't lost too much today, Adam. I don't think anybody's made too much money today, unfortunately. Right, I'll leave you there. I'll be back on Friday. Just be aware, obviously, of the news this week. The rest of the news this week. Obviously, we've got Macklem speaking in 5 minutes, but tomorrow we've got the euro rate. Okay, so that is going to drop, which is potentially negative for the euro. We've got the press conference of 1:45. Lagarde typically will come out and be fairly neutral, but at the moment she's basically bearish every time she talks. She's talking about dropping interest rates, but we are now very close to the bottom. So I think this is probably going to be the low for a while. So this 2.15, I think she's going to come out tomorrow and say we're going to probably not increase interest rates or decrease them next month. We will then see what the data says, and then we will look at the following month to then adjust the rates if necessary. But I get the feeling we might be getting to a point where we're going to stick now. So if she says that, we may well see a little bit of bullish movement coming on the euro, because when you pause your interest rates, typically the next move is back up again. So we'll see. But tomorrow we're definitely dropping. There's no reason why we shouldn't drop. It'll be very unlikely. And again, euro, they are spot on. They very, very rarely deviate. There's one there, look. But other than that, they very rarely deviate from forecast. So don't expect to see a deviation on that. We've also got unemployment claims tomorrow as well. And then Friday, we'll be here for non-farm payroll. So Friday, the stream will be earlier. So I will come on and we will trade non-farm, or rather not trade it, but just watch what goes on. Or actually, I might not bother. I don't know. I'll see. But I'll message what time we're going to do on Friday. But I'll be there on Friday morning anyway. So back Friday morning, 8 o'clock, same time. And then obviously 2:30 in the afternoon, unless I say it's 1:30. But I might just come on at 2:30 because the last non-farm payroll did nothing. So I would expect it to do something very similar. All right, have a good day. Anything you need, let me know. I'll be in Discord or Telegram. Other than that, I will see you next time. Have a good one.